Yeah. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. So listen, man, if you guys want to tap into the Loop Mogul, I have a new link that's bigger, faster, pause, and it's going to get you right to the games that you need to get to immediately. So make sure you tap into the Loop Mogul this week. Give yourself a chance to win some bread that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put the link to the description in there. But let's get to the meat and potatoes real quick. So the Philadelphia Eagles released Desean Jackson. Listen, man, everybody knows how I feel about Desean Jackson. Desean Jackson, in my opinion, is quite frankly a Hall of Famer, a top 3 deep threat of all time. And in his stint with the Philadelphia Eagles, he played 3 games. I think he had like 23 receptions, 395 yards. 17 yards per catch. He was still the most feared wide receiver on the roster. We're playing about 3 games or something like that. It lets you know just how far that this young wide receiver core got to go. In his second stint with the Philadelphia Eagles, I think he got 3 50-yard touchdowns, 2 against DC, 1 against Dallas. That was an 80-yarder against Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Desean Jackson is, hopefully he goes to a contender, somebody that's going to, be able to utilize him. But I think it was a good move for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, in doing so, you save $4.8 million, but you add $5.8 million already to the massive number in dead cap space that we have. Look forward to seeing more cuts. I look forward to see who's going to step up, who are they going to try to put in that role as of a guy who could stretch the field. The only guy on our roster right now that comes to mind, in my opinion, is Quez Watkins. But, I don't like the way they're using Quez. I kind of like it. I kind of don't like the way they're using Quez. I just think Quez need more time on the field. Listen, these wide receivers going to have to show improve this year. Alshon Jeffrey is probably going to be the next man to go in the next coming weeks or so. These wide receivers on this roster that Howie Roseman drafted last year got to show improve. If Howie Roseman want to be a part of this organization next year, with all the stuff that he did that we don't agree with, some of these draft picks got to pan out. It's the only way left to justify Howie Roseman's existence as the Philadelphia Eagles general manager at this point. So I look forward to seeing the development of John Hightower. I look forward to seeing the development of Rager, and also I look forward to seeing the development of Quez Watkins, who have the same wide receiver coach. That's a big thing. We got a whole new coaching staff for the most part, but they decided to keep around Aaron Moorhead. I don't know if that's due to the fact of his ties with the Colts. He played for the Colts for a while out there with Peyton Manning and them guys. I don't know if it's due to the fact of that they're just familiar with him in the Colts organization and they might just be a fan of him. But you know what I mean? It's a big plus for the wide receiver room. You still got the same coach. You still got the same guys preaching the same stuff to you, and you still got the guys in your ear who know what areas you need to get better in. This was inevitable. I didn't really see Desean Jackson staying around, but I know Desean Jackson got some more left in the tank. It's just going to be a huge slap in the face if Desean Jackson goes to the Colts and end up playing 10 games next season, because they're probably going to lose T.Y. Hilton. But T.Y. Hilton might want to think about sticking around if he could. He got a new quarterback. So you never know how that's going to pan out for us, man. This just furthers my belief, though, that the Philadelphia Eagles have to look at a wide receiver at some point in this draft. You got to, because minus the 3 guys that I'm talking about that we already drafted last season, what about Arcega-Whiteside? What about the other guys who haven't panned out? You know what I'm saying? The best wide receiver on the roster right now very well could be Greg Ward Jr. Very well could be Greg Ward Jr. You got to look and see if you could really retain Travis Fulgham, or if you could work something out with Travis Fulgham. The Philadelphia Eagles need to make sure some of those things happen. Travis Fulgham and Greg Ward remaining on the roster gives Jalen Hurts some solid weapons that he's comfortable with. Now, I don't know if Jalen Hurts is comfortable with Travis Fulgham because he really didn't throw him the ball that much. But I need Rager to step up. I really do. I need Rager to shut me up. I need Rager to shut a lot of people up at this point. You know what I'm saying? You losing you losing the veteran presence of a Desean Jackson. He didn't play a lot of games, but he was explosive when he played. He did more than our 3 rookies did combined last year. He did more than our 3 rookies did combined last year, and I hope they took some notes. He's older now, 34 years of age, but it's still some things that you could take from a guy based upon how he goes out there and competes. Yeah, you probably ain't seen him practice in 2 months, but he caught an 81-yard touchdown pass. 84 yards, whatever it was. Whatever it was. I hope they took something away from Desean and Alshon Jeffrey, because I think both of those guys are solid NFL players. Especially when Alshon Jeffrey want to play with a quarterback, he gonna go out there and give it his all. You know what I'm saying? And I hope these young guys looking at some tape in the offseason, because it's getting sticky now. It's getting sticky now. We have to count on these wide receivers. We have to count on these young pups. We do. We do. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles are the type of organization, the way that this thing is looking, we're the type of guys that's going to put all our faith in these young guys, and we're not going to draft no wide receiver. And I think that could be a huge mistake. Look for a lot of guys who are Eagles today to not be Eagles tomorrow. This is a full-blown rebuild, and I think you gotta get some pieces that you're gonna be able to keep around for a while. You got to get some pieces you're going to be able to keep around for a while. I don't expect the Philadelphia Eagles at this point to honor a lot of the contracts that's already in place. This is a rebuild. A lot of guys are going to start requesting trades, and a lot of guys are going to get released. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like this. I don't see Fletcher Cox wanting to sit around the tail end of his career to rebuild. I don't see that from Lane Johnson. I don't see that from some of these guys. So if you are truly rebuilding, this is the time to go out there and start seeing if you could move some of these pieces. Don't hold these guys hostage. Don't do it. Listen, don't do it. It's smart Philadelphia Eagles fans out here who know what time it is. We look this way and we see the past 8 years the Browns just had. You know what I'm saying? Before this year. You look that way, you see the past 8 years the Bengals just had. You look dead at the camera and you see no way to go either. You see a Giants past 5-6 years or something like that. The Philadelphia Eagles, we gotta soak in this moment, and we gotta own this moment. But at the same time, we gotta prepare ourselves to be ready when it's time to strike when the iron is hot. Because if Jalen Hurts is your guy, if Jalen Hurts show you he is your guy, you gotta be ready to be able to put pieces around him. So if you plan on going with Jalen Hurts, my advice to Howie Roseman, and I know he's going to do the complete opposite, is to start putting pieces around him in this draft now. Don't play around with this draft. Don't play around with this draft, because you never know the guys you draft today in this upcoming draft, or the guys you draft soon in April, could be the guys that could win the division next year. It's the NFC East. It's the NFC East. Don't sit around and let the Redskins tell us how the football team, poke fun at us about our quarterback situation. Don't let the Giants poke fun at us about our quarterback situation. Don't let the Cowboys do it either. These are all trash teams. We were the NFC least, remember? They said Carson Wentz stinks, so they should be scared now because we got rid of him. How dare a 6-10 team laugh at us? How dare? Listen. When you're talking about the division, I always feel like we got a chance in that. Put some pieces together and make something happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Desean Jackson, one of my favorite Eagles of all time, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love you, man. I hope you, go on to do great things. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get on board with a contender. Go back to Tampa if you can. You know what I'm saying? On a 1-year deal, do something, man. Go somewhere, man. Try to see if you can slide over there to the Colts, but somebody could use that skill set. I wish you the best. I hope you get healthy, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.